but you can tell that it was fake.
It looks scary, but then you know that you tell yourself it's all fake.
No, it's fake.
It's so cool, but it gets right back up.
I mean, who can fall off a building and then just get up and do it again?
I know.
Got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
Everything's a game in a day in the life. Loser winds up at the end of a night. See, we need a plan to get back to the peace. Kick it with your mind and find a good release. We got a whole generation going up in smoke. It's time to get a grip, and brother, that's no joke. Mothers are crying at the end of the day. I'm gonna say it again, there's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
A better way, y'all.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, I know. You need to work together.
A better way. There's gotta be.
Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I really appreciate your teachers sharing you with me today. We are going to be working together on a special project directed to the topic of violence. Each of you are part of our school community, but we're also a part of a larger community. And I brought you together today to try to have you help me understand where we stand as our school, as our community, on the topic of violence. We have all been bombarded nationally by some pretty scary news. News that says things about people our age, people that are in schools, people on the streets. I'd like to really think today of how this affects you personally. What if it happened here at our school? What you would do, who you would tell. How do we fix this craziness that's all around us?
I'm terrified of violence. I mean, if I'm walking in a hallway at school and I see anything going on, I stay as far away from it as I possibly can.
I'm afraid that I could get involved with it, even though that I'm not one of the prime people in it, that you never know how people can lash out or try to find someone else to back them up, but I don't want to have a part of it.
Violence, like whether you realize it, is all around us. Like in the media, the TV, cartoons. Like even my little brothers and sisters, they watch TV and it's very violent for them. And I don't think they realize that they're watching violent stuff. And that's where most violence comes from, is like the TV and movies and stuff. But violence is like everywhere.
I try to walk away from violence.
It's just that people are so desensitized towards violence nowadays because of all the films. They think that's the cool thing to do, be mean to other people. You'll look big and bad. That when that happens, they really don't think who they're hurting, and you really just want to get away from it. You don't want to get involved.
I think some people have a really hard time determining what is reality and what is Hollywood, because you can portray a violent scene on a TV show, and that is nothing like it is in the reality. It's hurting so many more people than just what's in the actual fight. It's hurting all the people around.
I know the difference between reality in a movie and reality. Because when somebody gets shot in a movie, they get right back up after the scene. But if somebody gets shot, they don't get back up.
I'm 17, I'm in Lake County Jail.
I'm 17 and I'm in the county jail.
I'm 17 years old and I'm living in Lake County Jailhouse.
I'm 16 and I'm from Eustis and I'm in Lake County Jail.
I lost, my family, my freedom, and the ones I thought was my friends, and my dream.
How many of you have recently seen the news about the serious shootings and serious violence that's taking place in schools throughout our country? Lots of hands, lots of hands. Okay, hands down. What did you hear on the news?
When I first came home, I usually throw on the news, or my mom's there, she's a teacher, so we watched the news, and we turned it on, and that had just happened. You know, it happened like the same time of the day I was at school, and it was sort of, at first you're in shock, you know, hey, some kid got shot, but then you're like, well, that could have been me, you know, I was at school at that time.
Nobody expected it because the children who did the shootings were so young, and really they had no reason to do any of it. It was just out of, I don't know, they wanted attention maybe, or if they wanted people to notice them.
I thought it was really devastating, and how, I mean, I don't know how I would have dealt with that if I was at the campus. I think that was very, very sad.
That test. Call me, okay?
Okay, I will. Okay, I will. Such rage. I think rage would be my first emotion instead of sadness. Because how could someone do that? I mean, anyone that has the audacity to pull a gun for no reason whatsoever, that's totally, that's wrong.
Same thing, rage, definitely. I'd want someone to go to the electric chair, but I know that's not the right thing to do. You should forgive and forget.
On their face, it was like sheer terror, and you could like look in their eyes, and like they were, you could like almost like look into them and see what they were feeling, and then you feel really sort of sick after.
If they would have just simply told someone, then they would have been okay. Nothing would have happened. But people just are so scared that something's going to happen.
Nah, because every time someone shot somebody else, they told somebody. Someone already knew about it. Every single one that happened, somebody else knew about it.
Friends, they knew the kids had guns. Like, they were like, look, I have a gun, and I'm going to do this. And nobody told anyone. No action was taken. They're scared. They're definitely scared. The people who were involved, their families, they must have been, like, so traumatized. Like, they will never be the same. You know?
When I came home from school, my mind just went blank. I just thought about my brother. Like, if he died, I'll feel sad because I'll feel sad inside because I can talk to him about anything and he's gone, and I'll actually feel mad too because all someone had to say is one word and my brother would still be alive today.
Play D! Play D! Good shot. Nice shot. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, man. Good shot. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Game's starting to come along. Proud of you.
One day I'll be able to beat you.
No, I don't know about all that. You know, I heard already one of the guidance counselors told me there was 2 shootings in Florida alone today in the schools, one in Lake County and another down in Miami. And I can't help but wonder if something like that, you know, happened to my little brother, if he got caught in the crossfire, you know, some act of stupidity. It just wouldn't be the same. I mean, I need him there to pester me a little, you know, get on my nerves and tell him to leave my stuff alone, beat him up a little bit. It just wouldn't be the same without him there.
I miss him a lot because there wouldn't be nothing to talk about, wouldn't be nobody to talk to, wouldn't be nobody to play basketball with, wouldn't to play football, baseball, go to baseball games, take you places, take me to the mall and stuff like that. Wouldn't be.
Yeah, and it feels good kind of being able to give a little advice when he comes to me and has a little questions, you know, about girls and how to do this crossover and what matches with these pants, you know. It feels nice being able to be the big brother. And if anything happened to him, I guess I wouldn't be the big brother anymore.
Weapons are sort of glorified in the movies. If you look like little kids, like very little kids, I think older kids, they know the difference between it, like us, our age. But like little kids, 8-year-olds, they see in the movies, this guy walks in, that's the hero, that's their guy, you know?
Yeah, it's just another thing on
he's
their
the
body.
guy that shoots the people. He shoots the bad guy. But in real life, there really aren't, there's bad people, but there's not like a movie where there's a good guy that shoots the bad guy. When someone shoots, there's no good and bad.
If I heard a shot, my first instinct was to find the person who had the gun and like to try to get that gun as much as I could to try to get that gun away from that person, because if he shoots once, he can shoot again.
When you do that, you endanger yourself. Why would you want to be the hero with a gun? Nobody understands that guns. They want to be the hero, but you can't because guns, one bullet can take you out.
He went and got a pistol. And he came back and he started shooting. And the other dude got shot. He got caught. And now he's in prison. He got 20 years for attempted murder.
I always knew what to do. I just didn't hear it.
Usually, if the person that has the gun tells you, they usually don't tell anybody else. And usually when they find out that someone told on them, it's the only person that knew about it was the person that told. And yeah, so it's like, well, you're the only person that I told that I had the gun, and then I get in trouble because somebody told.
But if somebody's told, it's right there like a cry out for help, I think. You know, here, I'm telling you, you're the only one who can help me. Stop me. Do, you know, tell somebody, stop this before I do get in trouble or I hurt somebody or hurt myself.
I know it would be dangerous to tell someone, but it's a lot more dangerous not to tell someone.
Yeah. I think whether you're friends with the person or not, you are part of this happening, whether you know it or not. If you're a friend or not, I think you should tell.
If you really love your friends, you would tell.
I think whether or not when you find out.
That's the exact same thing. As soon as you get involved, you have to try to help, and you have to do the best you can. If you're involved, you have to do that.
When real friends tell, but if you don't tell, you're just as guilty as anyone else is.
Well, I feel safe at school, but then when I look in the news and I see that kids at school have been shot, well, I feel safe, but then how did that happen?
I would feel safe telling somebody as long as it was anonymous, as long as they didn't find out that I told them, you know. I wouldn't want it coming back to me in any way. I wouldn't want somebody coming after me for revenge.
I mean, no matter what you do, the main thing is to get help, whether it's a hotline, tell an administrator. It's just that saving somebody's life is probably the key importance here, because I'd rather not be accepted by my peers and save someone's life other than being like accepted and being a cool person because I didn't tell on my best friend. Most important, it's like the life that you have to save. Think about it. If a man said, okay, I have a gun and tonight I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill yourself, your dog, your siblings, and your parents, are you going to go, I wonder if I should tell on him. Maybe he won't like me anymore. I think you would tell if your life was in jeopardy.
I don't know if you heard about it, but today at school, a couple of kids got shot. Same thing happened to my brother a couple years ago. Someone brought a gun to school, and they decided they would show all their friends, show it off. Well, their friends didn't say anything. My brother got shot. It was an accident, but he was still shot. And it really broke up our family. And if these kids just would have said something, if they just would have told someone, it all could have been prevented.
Okay, I'd like to see a show of hands. How many of you in this room, now think about it, know where if you wanted to, could put your hands on a gun to put in your backpacks to bring to school today? Okay, hands down. How many of you know friends that would know how to get a hold of a gun or would have access? Friends with it that you would consider within your circle of friends?
Does it matter what kind of gun it is?
No.
Okay.
Hands down. How many of you have guns in your home as we speak right now? How many parents within just this small group have guns? Of those of you that have your hands up that have guns in your home, how many of them are under lock and key? All right, of those people that still have your hands up, how many of you know where the key is? Based on the show of hands that you shared with me your thoughts about guns and access and where to get them, how many of you still feel this could not happen here?
I knew where my entire life was going. I loved playing football and I'd hoped to get a scholarship. But that all changed when I was in the 10th grade. I'd gotten into a fight with a friend, and the next day he brought a gun to school. Everyone knew, and no one told.
If you hear, or if you know of someone having a gun here on campus, what should you do?
Tell someone very quickly, very quickly.
Get to someone quickly. tell, let somebody know?
My first instinct would be to trust a friend, but then again, they're not going to help. They're not going to help solve the problem. A friend isn't going to do anything about it. You have to tell a teacher.
I trust the principal because the principal, he knows a lot of stuff, and he's a good role model for all the other students.
I trust my administrators, my teachers, my guidance counselor, anyone.
I tell the counselor, but I tell the counselor not to tell the person who has the gun that it was me, because I don't want to be like caught near him and him shooting me.
Plus, they're going to get in trouble if they have a gun, but they're going to get in more trouble if they kill someone.
Tell someone of authority, a teacher, a guidance counselor, an administrator, and from there, then they'll do their work.
Yes, it's all right to tell, because probably it'll be somebody that you love or somebody that you know, or that you're real close to that can get killed.
To tell administrative assistant or somebody, and tell them that you want to remain anonymous and that you know that person has a gun.
If someone brings a gun to school, you should go straight to your principal. Because a life, it ain't worth dying.
If they become aware of something that's going on around them that they know is not right, that shouldn't be happening, they need to tell somebody that they can trust. Now, I don't care if it's a school official or a relative or a friend. It could be almost anybody, but you've got to tell somebody. And you have a responsibility not just to protect yourselves, because you may not just be in danger, but your friends or your sister or your brother who might be in another grade may be in danger. And by you telling someone who is in a position of responsibility what's going on, you might be saving somebody else's life, not just your own.
The reason I'm in here is because someone told on me, and I'm not mad at him.
You look like you're foreshadowing walking out. One more time, back up. Light it. One more time, light it. One more time. From the start, we're rolling. Do it. I got all the background. You got to come up, jump him, jump his body. Jump me, baby. Again.
Stand by.
And.
Stand by and ready.
Rolling and Sam, bang. Cut. I still see you running too far out. Run right over the top of his head.
This is good, bad.
Yeah, no down on the ground. On the ground with the gun. Ready? And rolling and action. Good, cut.
I finally got a close-up.
Stand by and